sugar, for instance. Sugar feels amazing, right? It tastes amazing. That does not mean it's good for you. Okay, so this is the problem you run into when you live your life based on things that you feel. You neglect to actually understand the science, and you also neglect to understand the consequences behind such detrimental acts. Listen, I'm not the type of person to infiltrate your ability to have fun. Feel free to do what you want, okay? But here's what I will say: do not do something that, in a very long term, along the most crucial area and the time of your life as you get older, do not do something that will end up harming you, that will end up destroying you. Okay? It may feel good now, but when you have to weigh in the consequences that run long term, right? The amount of people who you will break it apart because you have such a selfish desire to use somebody and to take advantage of them. The level of infection that you could even be making yourself vulnerable to, which will impede on your ability to actually produce a healthy life and a healthy connection of your own. Okay. That's that lifestyle. What it does to your overall health and well-being. I don't know if you want to live that life. And I say that because I think a lot of people have been like me. At the end of the day, you're just going based off of what your idols said on TV or what teachers are supposed to be teaching you in school. That you could just go around like getting with anybody and life is just okay. But you haven't actually weighed in the diligence of your own analysis, right? Because the reality of people who live that life is very dark. And I'm telling you, like, you will inherit a lot of problems. Okay, you will not only inherit biological problems, to where you are dealing with the DNA of multiple people, but you will inherit a problem. Just develop a healthy connection by yourself, because you're too busy trying to establish those connections based off of something that you feel. Like, that is very selfish. That sets the foundation for how you will treat people, and perhaps even onwards, that you have no interest in actually breaking past that barrier. And here's the thing, okay? Once you're done, what do you do after that? Like, you are living your day. It's not just a linear or one-dimensional life. You're basically just living for a particular objective, which is to gain a sense of pleasure, to gain a sense of desire. And once that's been reached, okay, once you get that, then what? Like what? What happened? Did you create a life? Did you save a life? Did you impact a life? No. Like, how? If you think of life like this, I don't know what to tell you, because this is my problem with a lot of westernized cultures. They don't teach this in school. You could, or at least within the Western culture, I say, you could never go to Europe and see them promoting children as young as 11 and 12 showing up at school in semi undressed clothes. You know, when you go to Europe, for instance, and believe me, right, there's a dress code. There's a genuine dress code, okay, to which you are supposed to hold a standard to the way that you carry yourself and that you represent institution. Okay, you are accommodated to a dress code in many cultures around the world, not just Europe. Now, the sad thing is, if it's only the Western world, particularly the liberal countries that promote this, you can be what you want, do what you want, dress how you want. That's your body. Yeah, you're right. It's yours. That's cool. That's cool. But like, I'm going to tell you this, and I'll say this one last time. Don't do something that in the long run could end up destroying you, okay? Because if that's the life you're going to live, so where you think life is all about actually what I want to have no consequences, you are void of knowledge, you are void of wisdom. Because like I'm telling you right now, and you're not, it's up to you. But I will tell you, I do have the qualifications to do so. Life is a lot more complicated than with your own beliefs. And I think just by default, that statement is facts because your belief system is limited. Nobody knows everything and nobody is right, okay? Everybody's made mistakes, okay? And I guarantee you, the worst thing you could do is perhaps figure out a way to kind of trick yourself, okay? It's thinking that what you're doing is the best thing for you. Together, it's the opposite. I think that's the main problem that you'll find, that a lot of people's pleasure and we seek that very right? Almost like that. You feel like everything is okay, like right? You just had your drink. You see somebody who had a sensitive needs, okay? You get to know that person. You're like, this is the best life I've had. Okay, good. However, like I told you, what happens after that? Okay, what happens when it's actually time to bear consequences? Perhaps raising another life, or perhaps responsible for impacting somebody's emotions in that way, or betrayal that is towards overall cause of death. Like, do you not ask these questions? I'm telling you right now, a lot of people don't. And it's because people have not asked these questions that you find there has been significant damage in the young generation, particularly within the body, trying to figure out what on earth is correction today. And like, to anybody who's not understanding right now, there is no other generation that thinks like this, that behaves like this, that operates like this. All right. When back in the day, okay, when see each other, let's say at a public event, there was a sequence of more or less stages, right? There was an organized structure to how you go about talking to somebody. You don't just jump into their pants. I don't know what to tell you, right? You see the person, you introduce yourself, you ask them about their profession, right? You show them your qualities, whether that's at a restaurant or not. But if you look at this generation, all they do is they act out of the influence, and then they end up just throwing each other under the bus, literally, and they act like there is no consequences. You may act like that, but I can assure you, keep doing that lifestyle long enough. Go to your doctor and let me know if your qualified professional agrees that such a lifestyle can continue. Because I'm here to tell you right now that if you are tricked to believing that you can just go around being with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus people and there's no reoccurring consequence for that action, let me untrick your mind and let me teach you how to use your common sense, okay? You will literally burn. And I'm just speaking facts, okay? I'm not even speaking religiously. Biologically, you will burn from the compound and the results of such an action, okay? Through the proven transmission of infections that come with that lifestyle, okay? Psychologically, you will burn. You are burning a bridge to actually establish You could have been getting money with this person. You could have been getting business with this person. You could have been having a friendship with this person. You could have been doing so much more with this person to contribute to a meaningful lifestyle. But instead, guess what you do? You decide to objectify this person. Okay? You decide to literally live based off of your own personal needs. And I feel like this is the problem that you'll find a lot of people running into. That level of critical thinking. Listen, if school's not teaching this, I don't know who will, right? That's what school's supposed to do, right? School teaches me, where you're, protect yourself, right? But tell me right now, if that's what you are supposed to be teaching, then why aren't people protecting themselves, right? Like, if you look at the statistics alone, you will notice that the transmission rate it's at an all-time high as we see. It's no surprise, right? I don't want to say anything that may trigger some offense, but let's just say a child quote birth is at an all-time high, particularly within people who are not even equipped. As far as the law is concerned, so it's great to come. I'm just going to leave it at that, by the way. So, this is something that I firstly thought this was just a matter of biological instincts to know that if you go around being with multiple people, you will hurt yourself, right? I thought that was just natural. I thought the statistics of transmission and whatnot have already proven that. But you still have people promoting that culture, okay? Weaponizing each other, okay? And suddenly, it's just like, you don't realize what you're doing. You're taking someone who has been lacking against them and using them against their family, right? That's somebody's, like, am I wrong? That's somebody's daughter you're objectifying. That's somebody's child. Somebody actually brought that child into the world and decided that they were genuinely going to give that child a meaning to life, okay? And you feel that you should take that away, okay? You know you're not going to raise that child's children, all right? You know that's not your intention. And this is what I'm saying. Like, you've got to understand how this works. People who engage in that culture, which is a lot of people, right? They're not that void of knowledge. They know what they're getting themselves into, in the sense that they know what their objective is. Right? They see somebody, they are more or less feeling the need to fulfill a sense of literally fill themselves with purpose by objectifying that person. And I can guarantee you, to anybody who engages in this culture, you will not find that these people have any interest in raising a child or whatnot, right? But they're still going through the consequences. They're still going through the practice, seizure, and whatnot. And this is the reality you find yourself. Like, I don't know what it's like at that point, because that just sounds really selfish to me as far as I'm concerned. Like, you want that to be your legacy. Like, you want to just come up as that type of jerk where because you were raised in broken, because you're broken inside, you don't know how to actually fulfill your role as a civilized person, right? And actually treat somebody with respect. No, you got a problem, and you objectify this like you're living high life, like you're on top of the world. Like, what do you want top of? What do you want top of? I have no idea who you're trying to make it. You want to think you're on top? Go and fight Mike Tyson. Are you dead? Seriously? Oh, that's not it. I get supposed to stand with it. Like, the level of ignorance you would have to undergo to actually keep going with this. It's concerning. And I think the more you find it concerning, like the more you think about it, the less actually this is the problem, I would say. So don't think about it. Not just about the stage, think about it. the more you start to actually say, oh, no. Perhaps I'm not man enough to know that I'm feeling. Perhaps I'm not man enough to actually like zip up my pants and actually do something meaningful with my life that does not involve degrading or dehumanizing other people, right? So that's the issue that I find yourself facing, okay? And it is so prevalent within the young culture, right? And I don't even know if I can get towards who's responsible for this. I personally don't blame anybody except for the people engaged in the culture. I think deep down inside they know what they're doing, but the sad reality is that they are always running away. That's why you always find that there's some sort of influence involved, whether it's musical influence, right? Because your artist says that he's going around, right, with all these with all these women around the and your target that's right. And this is the thing I don't understand. Like your level of critical thinking is something that I feel like you need to question this generation for, because it is missing. And I'm not going to say everybody's like this, but I will say that particularly within the Western environments, there's this really strange belief that you can do what you want, you can be what you want, right? You're a free roaming person, and there are no consequences, right? That's the type of lifestyle that they promote to you. And I feel like for as long as you continue to live that lifestyle, you will find yourself in turmoil, okay? Because I guarantee you, if this was a free world, I would have taken up one of the mansions, right? Life doesn't work like that. And I don't care who you think you are, okay? You cannot live this life thinking that you can just get away with being selfish, particularly when there's somebody else involved, okay? And not actually have to take on the responsibility of what you have done to somebody else, right? And this is the damaging reality that, like, as much as the truth may feel at the time, it cannot be processed. This is something you need to process because it's probably going to save your life, okay? You have no idea first of all, the rising prices related to the medication that people who pursue this lifestyle have to take, because it is not a healthy lifestyle to live, and the doctors know that, okay? You have no idea general impact that you actually have to face if you're in that type of environment, okay? And like, you go around promoting that, talking to your friends, your dudes around your table, like that was the coolest thing. Go get yourself a business, and perhaps I'll give you a slap in the back. But besides that, no, that's just like. That's basic. I'm telling you right now, that's basic. Okay, the raccoon in a garbage can could do that. So what makes you think I'm going to give you any credit for pursuing such a lifestyle? It's very strange. It's very strange. So you can continue normalizing failure. Okay, because I think anybody who has a successful way and a respectful way of treating people would see it as that. The only people who will not see it like that are your yes men and your publics, who also are insecure and to justify their input and their good and pain by literally knowing that they're throwing you under the bus, but clearly deep down inside, both of you are, or should I say the collective, are way too scared to actually face the reality of life. So once you find yourself in this position, I would just honestly tell you right now, turn around before it gets worse. Turn around before you start destroying yourself even further, because the more you realize the level of suffering that you're causing, I would say that there will genuinely be a concern. right? You're probably thinking right now, like, you're young, okay? You're probably just thinking like, oh, I'm still young. I could do that 10, 20, 30, 40 more times, right? And I won't have to bear the consequence. No, but let me tell you something. If you keep adopting that mindset, listen, you could be right. Like you could probably do it a couple more times. Like you could probably fulfill that as your lifestyle and perhaps even pursue a meaningful connection when you're ready, right? You may be right. I'm not going to dispute that, right? I can't predict so. But I will let you know that, like, if you keep going on with that mentality, that's exactly how you're setting up yourself, right? Like, you're just telling yourself that when you want to stop, you're like, oh, no. I'm telling you, that's how it works. Like, you can't bear the consequences for what you have done. I would suggest that you seriously take into consideration what exactly it is that you need to actually save yourself and really consider, like, what on earth is the purpose of all of it. Like, again, I don't know what to say because it's the motive, right? Like, it's culture. It's what for culture considers that normal, considers that acceptable, right? It's promoted in music, media, and all sorts of areas, right? And for some reason, it is only a westernized person, a westernized cult that makes the news, the people and the music, a incredible source of education. Like that's just interesting. That's how you get your education about life. Congratulations. Like, I don't know what to tell you because if that's your education, it's huge. If that's your way of figuring out how to actually understand purpose, so I don't know what to tell you because at the end of the day, you're depriving yourself of the future, and that's probably the best way to put it. So, you know what? So everybody gets their own, but that's all I'm gonna tell you.